So I don't know if the other two. By the way, Kai, how are you feeling?
Miserable,
Dude, are you
but
okay?
it's okay. I'll live.
You
Yeah,
sure?
yeah, yeah. It's not so bad that I can't fucking like I say. It really just sucks because like it hits me with like intense flare ups of pain when I'm trying to sleep, so I get very little sleep.
Yeah.
But it's all good. Unfortunately, the pharmacy's closed today, so I don't get any relief yet. But I do have shit prescribed, so I just got to go in tomorrow morning and get all that sorted and wait for my lab results, and then we'll figure out what's what.
Okay.
Tamara is also going to be missing tonight because she has a prosthetics project that she needs to complete in like the next 4 days. So she had to go to Slidell to pick up a piece of equipment.
Ooh.
So we're going to do the best we can tonight with what we have.
Okay.
So let me get into picking up the pieces after you guys blew up the museum. Just kidding, that's not what happened. Okay. All right. So, eager to secure shelter for the night, the party trekked across Port of Lucine into the government quarter where they would find the Starlight Hotel overlooking a well-manicured park. On their way in, they saw a hold on, random words made their way into the thing and it stripped me up. They saw a wounded man laying on the street, his friend standing over him, arguing with the city watch. The young man had apparently challenged the famed duelist Armand Veloce de Athos to a duel in the Palace of Aethers Park and lost. After healing the man of his wounds and lightly chiding his pettiness, he rather foolishly challenged Fetch to a duel right there in the street. Though he managed to land a solid hit, the paladin easily overcame the haughty challenger named Sauvage Lumiere, and the party went on their way. Intrigued by the prospect of meeting a famous duelist, Fetch earmarked that venture for later. After you guys approached Le Hotel Etoile, the group was nearly turned away due to their appearance, though the letter to Madame Gustave eventually granted them an audience with the marvelous concierge herself. Once the paperwork was settled, they were given a key to the Starlight Suite, which, though expansive, was overpriced for the state of the room and the furniture therein. Still, they could do far worse than 12 floors atop a fortified building in a city under nightly siege by lycanthropes. After resting for a short while, they plotted their next move. After studying the book he procured in the market, Val suggested that they pay a visit to Erasmus Duflamme at the University of de Montlieu in hopes that this scholar may be able to assist them in returning home. Curiosity for the new surroundings won out, however, and the party decided to tour the local museums, starting with the Bonneville Museum of the Sea just down the street. It was to be a low-key outing, free of any unpleasant entanglements. Perhaps the group may even learn something about the strange city in which they have found themselves. Alas, it was not to be. As his fellows perused the various exhibits displaying the maritime history of Port of Lucine and the Sahuagin heathens they compete with, Fetch heard a mysterious call originating from a strange object. It was a small figurine no larger than a chess piece depicting an eel-like creature with the face of a woman and carved of pure translucent emerald. The museum's text on the object indicated that it was of Sahuagin origin, though Fetch had little time to read much else before he felt himself compelled to smash the glass and take the object so he could return it to the sea. Obviously, this triggered a confrontation with the guards, who seemed almost eager to shed the party's blood, strangely so. During the scuffle, the party also discovered that the watch possessed strange magical powers uncommon to most guards in their experience. In their escape, 2 guards were killed as Honesty and Val escaped through a window, while Fetch, Ebony, and Touchstone ran through the front door, jamming it behind them with Ebony's favorite shovel. Now, in the immediate aftermath of the mayhem at the museum, what do you 3 want to do?
Well, assuming that we have all kind of caught up behind the museum, since we all seem to have just hive-minded our way back there. Because staying near the building makes perfect sense, obviously. I guess Fetch will just kind of step over and just look a little bit worried about what he did, but he doesn't look like he's dropping the statue anytime soon.
And it's weird. You kind of feel this almost magnetic pull to the west, toward the ocean. And even though you are more than a few blocks away, very loudly, Fetch can hear the waves in his ear.
I think we might have a better chance if we go over to the water, since I don't think they're going to put a lot of people out there, because I don't think they'd expect me to walk out there. And that then just kind of turns around and resolutely starts walking without... He looks like if there was a rock in his way, he might just walk over it, because he's just going straight to the west.
Okay.
Well, there's no use staying here.
Uh,
I'll start following, I guess.
Okay.
I'll go along too. We just murdered 2 people.
Wasn't us.
Wait, you killed 2 people? That's
Nope.
not right, guys. That doesn't sound too heroic.
Well, neither is theft. Come on. Sometimes you just gotta do things.
Well, I'm saving a cultural relic.
Are you?
Eh,
I mean,
Actually,
it belongs to people who live like 5 miles that way.
You mean the fish people that have spent all of this time trying to murder us?
Look, maybe they're just angry because they're missing their statue.
We didn't have the statue previously, and they still tried to murder us, so...
Yeah, but if it was stolen and brought here, and then, maybe that's just riling them up because they're trying to get it. I've heard about goblins who, like, you steal something from them and they'll do anything to get it back. It's like a totem that they go after, and they just... But as soon as you give it back to them, they stick to where they were.
Well, I mean, hey, you've convinced yourself it's a morally right thing to do, so you know what? Let's go take this
Yeah.
stolen object and hurl it into the sea.
Exactly.
Honesty kind of soundlessly, like, you kind of look and you kind of have to do a double take. Honesty has used Mask of Many Faces. She has transformed herself into this beautiful, dark-skinned woman with curly hair, human, and same clothes and everything. But she's just like, let's just get away from the museum.
Yeah, guy.
I can agree with that. I'm just gonna put my hood up and hope that does enough.
Okay. So
Fetch-
go
Fetch
ahead.
doesn't really have anything to cover up his enormous chin, so he just kind of pulls up, the tunic and just kind of uses it as a improvised face covering.
Well, were we all wearing our like fancy masks and cloaks and shit during all this?
We were wearing our
You could
masks.
just remove
Fancy
that
mask,
shit.
yeah. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna have you guys roll either a stealth check or a deception check to get to the beach unhindered.
All right. Well,
Excuse me.
I guess I can roll for.
Oh, sorry, I'll
Ebony as
hot mic
well.
that.
Yeah, go ahead and roll for. Actually, if you could autopilot him until it becomes no longer necessary, that would be great.
I think I could do that. So
13, boo.
or Fetch,
Mhm.
Ebony. Let's see what he's better at. Better at stealth or deception? Stealth. Oh, crap.
Well,
Ooh.
down goes the average. And then honesty, what does she have? 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13 I'm going to pick her highest one and then give her advantage. Deception. Yeah, so advantage and deception. Okay, there we go. Okay, so that will help a little bit. Let me calculate the average here. Wait, hold on. Let me... Nope. Okay, it's a high perception check. So let's see. $13 plus 21 plus 5 plus 18 plus 23.
11.66.
Divided by 5. No, you divided by 5 because there's 5 of you. I get 80, so you divide that by 5.
I got 70, so.
Oh, how'd you get 70? Did I do that right? Let me
36
see.
plus 21 plus 23.
Plus 21 plus 5 plus 18 plus 23. I'm still getting 80. You get 13 plus 21 plus 5 plus 18 plus 23. That's 80.
Oh.
Yeah.
I did my math wrong.
Yeah, and then divided by 5 is 16, which unfortunately is still too low. Guards rolled pretty high on their perception check. So if you give me one moment.
I was dividing by 6. So that's
here. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and go to generic Public Courtier battle map. You guys are kind of rushing through the street, heading towards the sea, and you make it to about here. Whenever a patrol of watchmen coming through, and they see you, and they say, "Wait, stop!" And let's go ahead and roll some initiative.
Oh yay!
And actually, let's kind of clean this up a little bit because, well, oh no, because this is the government quarter, so it would be heavily guarded.
Wow. Oh.
Okay, so Fetch got the 21, Ebony got the 18.
Okay.
Having to swap back and forth constant. Oh, and yeah, Fetch is still kind of hurting a little bit.
Yeah, we didn't.
You literally ran away, and this is probably a good 5 minutes later.
Yeah.
You can where you are, you can see the ocean. So let's. That is a D12. No, thank you. Okay. And I'm still cleaning up my tabs, getting a little bit. Okay. Did your turns go on the thing?
No, they didn't.
Nah, we all rolled before you got your initiative.
Oh, there we go. There they go. Yeah. I guess they don't populate until after I start doing the thing. Okay. And then this musketeer right here would have... Okay, so let's see. That is an 8. That is a 17. We have a 21. And we have an 18. They rolled well. They were looking for you guys. And then descending. Okay. Fetch, you are going first. You can see the ocean from where you are. It's probably less than a quarter mile down the street to the west. What would you like to do?
Going to look at this one right here,
Mm-hmm.
point at him, and shout, "Delay!" and cast command.
Okay. That is a wisdom save.
Correct.
He fails with a 10.
All right, so he is going to do his best to do whatever it is delay means.
Okay.
And then do.
Okay. This watchman is going to. He's going to step to the side, and he is going to. Actually, no. He has line of sight of Val. He is going to take a shot with his pistol.
Oh.
So he reaches out and pulls out a flintlock, which I think we talked a little bit about. There are firearms in this
Just like real life.
particular. Yep. That is a 12.
Let's shoot you, Pinocchio.
So it actually
That
he
is a
missed.
whiff.
Yeah. So he misses, but like he accidentally strikes the light pole that's right here, and it just glances off and goes wide. It is Ebenet's turn. Fetch, what do you think Ebenet would like to do?
Let's see. I think he would probably just go back to old reliable because it seemed to work a lot over at the museum and fog cloud.
Okay.
So two, just a fog cloud there, and yeah, just like fish, or maybe a little bit higher so that everyone can still see. Well, every one of us can. So
Oh, that's fine. Okay. All right.
And
the
then-
musketeer. Oh, is that your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. The musketeer can't see shit, so he is going to use his brain, and he is going to run 30 feet this way. Oops. And he is going to hold his action. Actually, no. He can see Ebony, I think. Not quite. He's going to hold his action for the first person that pops out, and he's going to take a shot with his rifle. But he is taking aim. Right. This watchman here is going to run out, and he's going to come up behind Honesty, and he's going to attempt to stab her as she runs away.
Oh.
And that is a miss. That is a 12. Hold on. Let me make sure a
So,
12 is
so
not
he would
here.
stab some random woman who happens to look like.
He's with you guys. She's with you guys. So he's assuming. But in any case, he misses. He's just discombobulated by the fog. All right. Touchstone.
So I'm gonna take a beat from everybody else and run. 2,
Okay.
3, 4, 5. Actually, I can dash too, so 1, 2, 3. And I guess it's about as far as I go on this map.
Val, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
I guess we run.
Okay.
Let's go, heroes. and I will sprint the fuck up out of here. What is that, 25, 50? Dude. Yeah, I'm off the map.
Okay.
Did I just hear an ooh woo in the background? Did you soundboard an ooh woo?
Wait, are you streaming, Kai?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I wasn't sure if you were because you weren't feeling well. Cool.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. If there's anybody watching.
For real?
I think I'm the only person in the audience here right now.
That's fine.
It's okay.
Yeah, a lot of my Final Fantasy raid group seemed like interested when I told them I was going to be streaming it, but that's usually how it goes when you tell people you're streaming something. They're like, "Oh hell yeah, that's awesome! I'll have to try and pop in," and then nobody ever tries to pop
And
in.
it shows up, yeah.
Cool.
Okay. So the watchman that you had commanded to delay, he is actually going to grapple his fellow watchman because that's what he understands it to be. So that man is grappled and he is grappling him, and that is all he is going to do. And he is actually going to no, delay is a little bit stronger than that. So he's going to actually move him back a couple of feet. One more. There we go. Because that's the maximum that we got.
And then he will realize what the hell he's doing at the end of his turn.
Okay. And then the command goes away.
Mhm.
Like, oh shit. What am I doing? All right. And I just realized that honesty is not on the board. Damn. This is what happens whenever you have to manage a whole bunch of stuff.
Mhm.
And boop. Oh, perfect.
That's rough. God damn it.
But it's right after.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. If we're at the end of the turn order, then even better.
for this particular initiative order, this is great.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Honesty is going to use Shocking Grasp on this guy. And has advantage. Okay.
Metal armor.
Yep. Okay, takes 7 points. Ooh, that's actually a solid hit. Actually, no, it's 2d8 because you guys are shit.
Mm-hmm.
Did she kill him?
Please say yes.
More blood.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Look back, Fetch. Look what you've done.
She was just gonna tase him so that she could get away, but she ended up killing him.
Well, that's the third one she's killed, right?
I think so.
Second, I killed one.
Okay. Still.
Okay, I'm gonna have to amend my newspaper report,
Oh.
and then she can make it to about. Oh my God! Stop. Make it to about there. All right, Fetch. What are you doing? You just kind of like very quickly at a glance look behind you, and you watch this Honesty kind of like grab the man by the metal faceplate and just shocked him to death.
Honesty. Honestly.
He tried. He tried to stab. She's actually chuckling.
Honestly.
He tried to stab me.
You didn't have to kill him.
I didn't mean to. It's not like I can exactly control it.
Well, anyway, gonna step back, grab her by the arm, and just kind of chuck her a few feet forward so she's further away.
Okay, make an athletics check. And she will make an acrobatics check.
Well, okay. I'm assuming she is willingly allowing the...
Oh yeah, she's willingly allowed. This is just to see how far you throw her. Okay, and acrobatics.
Okay, so...
I didn't mean for it to get advantage, but you know what? We'll just keep it. So she goes an additional 20 feet.
All right, so that's 5 that I use to get back to her, and then I can still get to the edge of the board.
Okay.
But that also means...
You get spiggity spacked.
Yeah.
Okay, so after you kind of run past the buildings and you think you're in the clear, you hear the crack of of a musket go off behind you. Does a 17 hit?
Yes, it does.
Okay. It is a glancing blow. You only take 6 points of piercing damage as you feel it kind of graze your shoulder. And it. What kind of armor are you wearing at this point?
It's the leather armor.
Okay. You feel it kind of
Yeah.
go underneath the leather pauldron, and it blasts a chunk of your shoulder out, but the bullet keeps going and does not bury itself inside of you. It burns. It's like hot. It's like someone stabbed you with a red hot dagger.
Ow, guy.
Right. This watchman is going to, after his friend let him go, he released him. He's like, "You fucking idiots! Wait until the captain hears about this." And he is going to draw his rapier, which is a very foolish thing to do whenever you are dashing. And he makes it. Oh my gosh, it's too zoomed in. There we go. To about here. That's about all he can do. It is Ebene's turn. What would Ebene like to do?
Let's see. Ebene, seeing as the one reason that they were, seeing as this one's dead and hearing the commotion from inside, the fog cloud is just going to use another first level spell slot and fog cloud.
Fog cloud.
Whoosh.
Okay. And after he casts the spell, what else is he doing? Is he gonna make his way off the board?
Yeah.
Okay. He's like, "I hope you know what you're doing, Fetch." And he runs down the road. By the way, if you are off the board, then take yourself off the board so I know who is still there.
Okay.
So I think Fetch is the only one still left.
Yeah.
And Honesty. The Musketeer is like, merde. He takes an attack to reload, and he is going to... Well, you don't see what he's doing, but he's going around the fog cloud. Okay, this watchman is dead. And this guy is going to run, dashing to join his friend into the fog cloud, like the brave watchman that he is. Honesty is not staying behind. She is running and she is off the board. Fetch, that leaves you.
Forrest Gump!
Forrest Gump. Okay. So you being followed by the watchmen, like you can hear them kind of shouting, barking orders, calling for reinforcements. You are dashing through these cobblestone streets, passing these buildings that are where the paint is wearing off due to the very intense, humid, salty air that is becoming progressively more and more salty as you get closer to the ocean, reeking more and more of that kind of fishy ocean smell. Eventually, Fetch leads you all to a wharf that is right beside the ocean. And even like Fetch, like you know what the ocean sounds like. However, where you are standing, the sound of the waves is cranked up to 100. It is all consuming, and it feels as if it is coming from the statue.
Well, I mean, the only thing Fetch remembers in a solid way is that needed to get back to the ocean.
Yes.
And since he has the ring of water walking, he's just gonna just keep going.
Okay.
Until...
Oi! No! You dipshit!
Okay.
Darts! No!
Like he'll stop like 50 feet out on the water, but because he'll realize, oh wait, they can't do this.
No, they can't.
Fucking Val is on the coast readying another crossbow bolt with a fucking rope attached to it. He's like, all right, motherfucker.
And meanwhile, while Fetch is messing around out on the water, you turn around and you see that the entire street is the width of the street is filled with guards. They have formed like almost a phalanx,
Crap.
and they are coming towards you. You've killed 3 of their brethren. You see that they have a line of musketeers at the front. They have regular guardsmen at the back, ready to swap at them and take your place. They're coming to take you all out.
God damn it, that article made me assume we got a clean getaway. What is this? What is this plot twist?
I gotta change it. Well, hopefully you guys can still get away.
Yeah, you're right. It ain't over yet.
All right, so
Fuck,
Fetch, as
okay.
you are holding the statue in your hand, you feel that it is wet, and it is actually like pouring water. Like for some reason, it is producing water. So what do you do?
Well, is there any indication that if he concentrated, there might be a magical effect that he could produce, or does it just feel like
your immediate instinct is to drop the statue?
I think he's going to not so much well, yeah. Well, just kind of like turn around and just let it fall while standing there.
It goes.
Nothing dramatic, just kind of like.
Just let it fall.
Whoosh. Yeah.
Okay.
Whoosh.
You hear it go, ba-doop. And as the guards get closer and closer, you see beneath you where the statue fell that there is kind of a rippling in the water. And you see that there is this tendril of water that shoots out. And before you can react, it flies into your mouth, up your nose, into your ear holes, and you feel it permeate your entire being. And you hear a voice that is almost like, and you don't lose any spatial awareness. You can tell that this voice is coming to you from the depths that you were standing over. And it says, "Come to me. I can help you survive this place. Come to me." And you instantaneously gain the Eldritch Adept feat with Gift of the Depths.
All right.
So, hold on. I thought that I had my... Oh, it's further down.
Eldritch Adept, which is just...
You just gain a...
Eldritch Invocation.
An Eldritch Invocation. The specific Eldritch Invocation that you gain is Gift of the Depths, which allows you to... well, that didn't give you the link. Hold, please.
What did you say it was called? Just
Gift of the Depths.
You breathe on the water and gain a swimming speed equal to your loss.
Jesus. Why is it still copying that? I asked for the link.
Without expending a spell slot. You gain the ability to do so to finish a long rest.
Art of Invocation.
All right.
Oh, that's what I did. I got rid of the link. So you instinctually know that you have the ability to give yourself and your party mates the ability to breathe underwater.
Party mates, plural?
Yes.
10 willing creatures for 24 hours.
Jesus Christ. Okay, fucking A.
So I guess it'll be like Fetch will just run close enough to the shore, shout, "Come on, into the water!" and cast water breathing, and everyone can now breathe underwater for the next 24 hours. While also retaining your normal mode of respiration.
Yep.
All
right. What do you guys do?
I guess we're gonna follow. I'm gonna run behind him.
Okay.
There's no feasible way out on the shore, right? They've got us surrounded.
Oh, yeah.
They've got you surrounded. They're
Well.
like, you see, like, you're kind of like the little wharf area. It's kind of like an outdoor park. There are 3 streets that go off, and they are all occupied by guards, line to line.
Well, c'est la vie! And I will turn tail and start running to the fucking water.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hopefully Fetch doesn't kill us.
Hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me set the mood. All right. Okay. So as you plunge into the sea of sighs one by one, the water envelops you, and it is cold. It is so cold that it's as if the sunlight has never touched it. And even though it is midday, it is still quite dark down here. And I'm working on getting a visual for you if you give me one moment.
Okay.
Go. And eventually you feel your feet touch the bottom, and it is silty and deep.
We're in the season.
But there are, spots of solid rock where you can easily traverse across it. And Fetch, did you go down?
Yep.
Okay. There's and all of you kind of get together and just kind of like try to figure out what to do next. And Fetch, you're kind of like looking around out towards the open ocean, and you see very faintly this little sprite of light. It's a white light that is just kind of bobbing back and forth, and it feels familiar to you in some way. You can't explain it, but it beckons you towards it, and it swims off into the to the south a little bit.
So I'm assuming that while we can breathe underwater, communication is going to be somewhat limited.
Even if you can breathe the water, but speech travels through air. It does not travel through water. Yeah.
Unless it's Aquan, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But, so Fetch is just going to kind of bash on his shield to get everyone's attention, and then because that'll still make a sound under the water.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And then point off towards where he saw the light, and just not quite used to the fact that he is now basically a merman, takes off, but then realizes he's going way faster than everyone else, unless anyone else has swim speed, and then kind of slows down and goes at half speed so that everyone can keep up.
Val kind of hesitates because I'm expecting, like I said, I can't communicate, but I'm expecting that we did this to get away. And so, like, I'm expecting us to, like, swim underwater along the coast until we're, like, clear of the guards, and then fucking Fetch goes swimming into a cave. So he's kind of like, what the fuck?
Well, he
hesitates a second.
He's not swimming into a cave. He is suggesting that you guys walk out into the open ocean.
Oh, further out into the open. Okay, that's even fucking sketchier.
Yeah, I'm tapping into your thalassophobia.
Do we see any like movement in the open water, like around us?
There are several fish that are kind of swimming around. This is pretty close to like the dock, so it's almost like an artificial reef. So there are a lot of fish, and there's many different kinds of mollusks that are growing all over everything. Barnacles, clams, you name it. There's also a lot of like isopod-like creatures that are scuttling around, and these weird little snail creatures that have these spiraling shells.
Well, given that I have no way of communicating my trepidation here, I'm going to, I guess, follow, but keep a distance of like 15 to 20 feet behind whoever's last in line.
Okay. Guys, give me a couple of minutes. I need to figure something out. I thought I had something set and ready to go, but I do not.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Right.
This is like yet another off the wall session, right? Because like I
A little
don't think
bit,
any of
yeah.
this was planned. We
No,
just sort of
well-
wound up going into the fucking depths.
Well, no, because like the thing that you are currently doing is a side quest. So the way that I have the adventure structured is that I have the main quest, I have minor quests which will affect the story in some way, and I have side quests which are a little bit more difficult. They're optional. You could have totally missed this, but they give you like some stronger benefits. So
I mean, we haven't even finished this one, and I've gotten free feet.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, that's kind of huge. I mean, just that
Yeah.
in itself. So
again, this is one that I like. Whenever you guys, let's go to the Bonneville Museum with a C. I'm like, oh shit, this is the last place I expected you to go. But it's whatever. That's D&D. So let me get rid of that and let me go back into that, because I have another important visual that needs to go into the GM layer for later. And then I'm going to go pee real quick. And then, because all this talk about water has really made that iced tea move. So I will be back in a couple of minutes.
That should be enough time for me to take my dog out real quick.
Watch out, Fred. Okie doke. I'm back. I don't know if anybody else left.
welcome back. I know Zach did. He said he had to go walk the doggo.
That is fine. I am going to have to look up
Alright.
some stuff anyway. I have everything ready to go. I just want to make sure that I don't say something that's wrong. Yeah. Side quests are entirely optional. They do not affect the progression of the story, though some consequences may follow the player throughout the campaign. They are hard to find and hard to pull off cleanly. Rewards are typically new abilities or powerful magic items. Okay,
All right then.
cool. I was just making sure. Okay, so let me make some notes. Fetch led party to ocean. And returns. Statue. Woot. Okay. All right. So Fetch is leading the way. You guys have little to no idea of where he is leading you. But having faith in your companion, you follow him trudging through the mud. Eventually, you kind of come out of the reef and you are away from the city, and you see across this kind of open plain of mud. You can see very clearly looming, I guess you would say, in the horizon, on the horizon. This kind of, it almost looks like a bluff or a ridge of some kind. But as Fetch leads you closer and closer, and you can see the light filtering through all of the silt and sand and dust that is churned up by the waves and the currents, you can see that it is a immense field of red seaweed.
Oh.
Ominous.
Who's...
And I mentioned currents and stuff like that, and you notice it's very odd that the water around you is calm. It's a little cold, but it's very calm. You're not being swept out to sea or anything like that. Meanwhile, you can kind of see with some of the smaller plant life that kind of dots this plain of mud, it's being whipped back and forth. So for some reason, you're able to walk through here with little issue.
Oh, Fetch is a fish man now. Oh wait, no, I can't say that.
I'm just gonna be kind of looking around in amaze.
You write it down to say later. Okay. So Fetch eventually leads you to what looks like a road through the red seaweed. It's strange. It's almost like these giant slabs of stone that were laid here. And at first you think, oh, it's just a natural kind of break in the seaweed. But the slabs of stone, though quite large, are exactly the same size. Almost like dominoes that are kind of stacked across a table, making a pathway. And as you continue down this pathway, following the imaginary light that Fetch sees, you begin to see these really weathered statues that resemble the idol that Fetch took from the museum.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, since there's not much verbal communication that can go on,
Yeah.
Fetch will just be like, just turn around, wave at everyone, and maybe he won't be waiting quite so much now that he's so close to whatever the source of his most recent power up is.
Yeah.
Get a little excited.
A little excited, a new adventure, right? And one that you don't have to worry about anything. Or worry about, not being the hero. So as you continue to trudge through following this path, you see that there are several, you don't notice, well, no, you do. There are several fish that are kind of swimming in and out of the seaweed, all of the same type. It's kind of like these larger, skinnier clownfish, but they are black and white instead of black and white and orange, and they are kind of swimming through the swimming through all of the seaweed itself, and eventually you come upon a clearing. Give me a second. Where there is a very large rock that is covered with. There we go. That is covered with clams and seaweeds. There's a very large ship's anchor that is here. And you guys are coming down from the south.
Okay.
This is probably like a good 150 feet into the seaweed from where you entered.
Like I said, Fetch is a little excited and probably a little bit further ahead. So,
Go ahead and put yourselves on the map. Honesty is probably... Oh, there we go. It took a while. I guess you guys all loaded in at the same time. I'm like, where is everybody? Okay. So you make it to where you're starting to file in a little bit. Ebene is kind of intrigued by the ship's anchor, so he kind of comes over here and he begins to inspect it. And lightning fast, faster than what you thought possible, you watch as this dark shape moves through and just snatches Ebene, grabs him, and carries him off into the darkness. You hear the and in the light you see a cloud of red kind of trail through the creature, and in the light you can see the profile of one of the large sharks that you had encountered before. And before you can react, before you can
What a
move to save
send-off.
him, you can see several humanoid creatures who are descending from above. And you see that you have been ambushed by several Sahuagin who kind of drop down from above into this place. And they are not alone. After these three individuals touch down, you see a larger version of a Sahuagin kind of descend down into the mud and the silt. And you see that he stands a good 2 feet taller than all of the other Sahuagin, and he has a pair of 4 arms rather than the usual 2.
Oh.
If I can get my layers to work. There we go. So, let's go ahead and roll some initiative.
You do realize you're going to kill us here, because our casters can't cast because they can't talk, and our melee can't melee because everything's at disadvantage. Just saying.
I know what I'm doing.
What can I cast without voicing?
Dangerous combat music go to. There it is. Playing? It is playing. There we go.
So, don't have to worry about Ebene anymore.
Nope. Sure don't.
Oof.
So,
There we go.
My rolls today.
Oof.
Why is this not pull up? Damn it!
I can at least do this to give us something to work with.
There we go. Finally. Okay. 4 monsters.
well, I know what Kai's doing. Gotta get them underwater combat rules.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck! Still disadvantage.
Unless the weapon is a crossbow.
Wait, did I say that?
Yeah. Control Shift T. Control Shift T and you can bring up your... So yeah, crossbow, net, or thrown javelin, I think. Ugh.
Oh, okay. I didn't even spot that. Cool.
Oh, wait,
I just saw
whoops.
ranged weapon attack automatically misses, but okay, cool. Perfect.
Okay.
Okay,
Fetch, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Going to draw a javelin, hold it like a spear,
Okay.
but then stand my ground and take the dodge act.
So you are taking the dodge action. Let's put a little shield on you.
And
All right.
I'll kind of move right there to be a little
Okay.
bit more interpositional.
Okay. So the Sahuagin, you hear this kind of, it's almost like the bellowing of a whale. It goes, but it's like a shriek as well. And you watch as he kind of like pushes against the ground that he stands upon, kicking up sand and silt and dirt and everywhere. And he kind of almost like Superman jumps over his compatriots. And well, actually, no, it's far cooler for him to just kind of like, no, he's going to do that. He's going to jump over here and he is going to attempt to attack you with his trident
Ooh.
and with his claws.
And they're all at disadvantage. Because dodge.
Yep. Okay, so wait, let me do that again. So that's 3 attacks. Okay, that's a natural 1 on the trident. Another natural 1 on the claws. And a 10 on the second claw attack.
That will not hit.
Okay. Misses, whiffs all 3 times. Touchstone, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Okay. Well, thankfully, I don't need to speak to do this. I'm just gonna present my symbol, and I am going to set up a sanctuary.
Okay.
So, my Twilight Sanctuary, and that Spear of Twilight will emanate from me. And that's my action, my bonus action. I can't really do anything else, so that's it. I'm gonna give myself, let's see. Oh, okay, yay. 11 temporary hit points.
Okay.
And that is it.
Kind of worried about what Honesty is going to do because she's not on the board. Hold on. And it's not like she can do a whole lot of anything because pretty much all Warlock spells have a verbal component.
Yep.
That sucks.
Mhm.
Okay, and she is going to take the dodge action because she beats out the Sahuagin that tied with her. And she's going to pull her dagger out, and she is going to use that just as like a, that's pretty much all she can do. All right, it is this Sahuagin's turn, and he is going to. Did I really close out the Sahuagin stat block? I'm so stupid. All right. Well, Fetch, you are the tastiest looking one because you were out in front, and the Baron is attacking you. So he is also going to swim up and attempt to make 2 attacks at you. And they are both at disadvantage because you were still dodging.
Mhm.
Doesn't matter what else you roll. That's a natural 1. And nope, that is a 6, not a 9 on the dice. And I do not think a 9 hits you. So,
that is
yay.
correct.
Right. See, I told you to know what I was doing. All right. This guy is going to swim around and he is going to make 2 attacks against Honesty. And both of those are, well, and she's also dodging, so that's a disadvantage. I swear to God, with the natural ones, I am not fudging these rolls. Like, I am actively trying to kill you guys. As comforting as that may be. And a 10. Jesus Christ. Okay. Well, apparently dodge action is the move, guys. All right, Val, it is your turn.
All right, I'm going to bonus action hide. Slide into these bushes, or slide into those bushes and then bonus action hide, whichever. Works
Okay.
best.
Go ahead and roll a stealth check, and also please make a Constitution save.
Mhm.
Okay. So you are hidden, but as you step into the seaweed, you feel it's almost like a jellyfish sting, but much more intense. You take 7 points
Oh my god.
of poison damage, and you are poisoned for the next minute.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Well, I did that. Oh, okay. That's good to know. Well, time to get the fuck out of here. Alright, in that case, I'm gonna pop out and then use my fucking sneak attack on this asshole.
Okay. You have advantage because he did not see you, so it would just be a straight roll. Unless you are, is underwater combat, what are the weapons that are restricted?
Basically anything that is not a spear, anything not spear-like, or maybe a dagger.
I was gonna hide in the bushes and just lob out crossbow
No,
bolts.
so
but
wait,
since I
look,
can't do that.
so yeah. So no, if it is a dagger, a javelin, a short sword, a spear, or a trident, those are fine.
Oh, wait, daggers are fine?
Daggers are fine.
Okay, well, fucking dagger
Daggers
him
are
in the
fine,
face.
and the ranged weapon thing is so crossbows, a net, or a weapon that is thrown like a javelin is fine.
Damn, so I've got the perfect kit for this. 18 to hit.
18 does hit. Go ahead and roll damage. And sneak attack. Okay. 9 plus that is 24 points of that's 24 points of damage. He dead. So you kind of just like expertly 22. Okay. Perfect. So you kind of just like swim up, and you're not you don't swim often, but you sure as hell don't want to be in that stinging seaweed. Actually, I messed up. Because you are poisoned, it would be at disadvantage, but because you hid effectively, it would just be a straight roll. The 14 still hits. So in the wash, it's fine.
Okay, got it.
So let's put that on you. So, but you still kill the guy. Like you swim up and you just like, and you just have to like really work it in because it's a slimy guy, and he begins to just float straight up, dropping his trident into the mud. Okay, and it is last Sahugin's turn. He is going to swim up to you, Touchstone. And he is going to make his 2 attacks against you. Fuck. That is a 9, and I don't think a 12 hits you.
Nope.
Okay, you guys are so lucky. This was supposed to be like, I kill one of you at least, but I don't think it's going to happen that way.
I mean, narratively, you killed one of us.
Narratively, I killed one of you, but that was not part of the plan. I had to give him an exit that was terrifying, admittedly.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go ahead and so fetch.
All right. So
it's your turn.
Don't forget, when you end your turn too, you can give yourself hit points if you're nowhere.
Oh, it's temporary HP?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How much is it?
D6 plus 5.
D6 plus 5.
Wait, how long has that been active?
Just now.
Oh, okay.
Last turn.
Yeah. Honesty has 7 temp HP.
All right. So seeing as Big Boy is right next to what looks like a big swath of the seaweed, not knowing that it's going to be poisonous, but thinking maybe tangling him up in it might be a good thing, Fetch is going to try and grab onto the big guy and just like alligator death roll him into the seaweed, so he kind of like would get tangled up in it because he's got four
Okay.
arms, and why not?
Okay, make an athletics check, and I'm gonna have him contest it.
And I'm going to spend my channel divinity to give myself advantage on it for
Okay.
the next minute. So on all athletics checks. So, boop.
28.
Oh, I wandered away.
damn.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think
Yeah,
he.
damn.
I don't think he succeeded.
I don't think you would have a 28.
Let me double check. Nah. You are actually, despite his domineering size, you are much like, what's your strength score?
It is a 23 because of the belt.
Yeah, you are actually much stronger than he is. Not much, but like he could probably go toe to toe with you on a good day, but you've got him grappled at this point. So would you like to do?
Like-
move him.
Yeah, like, so the idea was to just kind of like get him into the seaweed and twist, alligator death roll style, because he's got four arms. The seaweed is floating around, and Fetch's idea is, get him caught up there like it was reeds next to a swamper.
Okay, so I'm going to say that you move him over here because you kind of have to push him a little bit to
Yeah.
get him in there, and he does take some damage. You can kind of see him this wide red-lipped mouth just kind of grimaces in pain, and you see these shark-like teeth gnashing at you. And he does take a little bit of damage, but it doesn't look like he's too bothered by the seaweed.
Yeah. Like I
All
said,
right.
it was an attempt to tangle him up, so that was the
well,
entire point.
I would say that if he is tangled up, and because you succeeded by such a wide margin, he would have disadvantage on breaking that grapple.
All right.
Because I want to reward creativity.
Mhm.
Grapple check. I'm writing it down so I can remember. Grapple check. SB. Okay. It is now his turn, and he is going to attempt to bite you. He's going to attempt to bite you twice. And I don't think you're dodging anymore.
Nope.
Nope. God damn it. All right. So the first time he kind of snaps at you, and you manage to pull back and push him a little bit farther into the seaweed. But then he kind of rears back, and he bites directly into your neck, taking a huge chunk out, and you feel just like this warm gush of blood, and you take 15. That's a lot. It was the natural 20. So 15 plus 3. You take 22 points of piercing damage.
Jesus.
I have a whole 1 point left.
Did you take temp HP?
I did not.
Okay. D6 plus 5.
So
minus 8.
So I have a whole 10 left.
Okay.
Or 9 left. 9.
What's your hit point total?
9.
No. Like your max HP.
Max is 47.
Oh.
I was hurting before we came here.
Yeah.
We all were.
9 left. Okay. Yikes. All right. Honesty is going to swim up, and she is going to stab this guy. And she hits. Let's see how much she does with a D4. Oh, 4. And how much is her dex mod? 1. Great. She does 5 points of damage to this guy.
Mhm.
You know, it doesn't seem like a lot, but he kind of is paying more attention to his touchstone. So she actually stabs him in the side of the head, and he is still alive, but he's bleeding profusely, but he's not doing so hot. Touchstone, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
You said swords don't work down here, right? Or
Swords do not work down here. No.
You would have disadvantage with a long sword, but if you have a dagger, javelin, short sword, spear,
do
or
have
trident.
dagger, I believe.
Yeah.
Ooh, I forgot to do. Hold on, I forgot to do the seaweed at the end of the Baron's turn. Single digits, baby. He is officially poisoned, and he just took 14 points of poison damage. He's
Ooh.
fucked up. Your luck improves. All right, I'm sorry, Touchstone. Resume your turn.
Okay. 13 hit.
13 does hit.
Ooh, yay. Okay.
Go ahead and roll damage. 4 points. He's still alive.
And that is all I can do this turn.
Okay. Motivated by the smell of blood, this Sahuagin is going to come up and he is going to attempt to take a bite out of Fetch. And he has advantage on the 2 attacks that he has. Well, really only. Okay. I don't think does a 13 hit you?
No.
No. Okay. Second one. Does a 15 hit you?
No.
Okay. Ooh. Buttholes are clenched, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't had a TPK before. We'll see how it goes. All right. This guy is dead, so he is gone. Val, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Seeing all of this commotion up here and realizing that you should probably try to get. I don't know why the fuck I'm blanking out on your name. Fetch. Free of having to deal with this grapple, I am going to.
Well, no. He's the one who's grappling the Baron.
Well, yeah. But him, the Baron being stuck here is important, and him being focused on that prevents him from doing anything about this. So I am going to try my best to finish off the big boy. So I'm going to draw my crossbow.
Okay.
And he is well within range. I'm going to.
Is it a light crossbow or a heavy crossbow?
Let me double check. It is a hand crossbow.
Oh, okay.
It's 30 feet.
Yeah.
And I'm going to. Where are my actions? There are my actions. Roll. I think it's a flat roll, right? Because advantage and disadvantage. Because disadvantage from the poison, advantage from the proximity.
Yeah. It's a flat roll, yeah.
23, does that hit?
23 does hit.
Go to sleep, bitch.
17. He is pretty beefy, so it's going to take a good...
Oh, shit, I thought you said he was in the single digits. I got excited.
No. The roll that he got was the single digits to be poisoned. So, yeah, so that is 17. Oops, no. 16. Jesus Christ. Technology is betraying me today. 10 plus 17, 35. Okay. The good news is that he's almost halfway there. Okay. This Sahuagin, is that your turn, or is there something else that you would like to do?
I don't actually, because I mean, I don't want to hide in any of this shit. So I think that's yeah. That's my turn.
What is your HP maximum before I leave you?
28.
28. Save settings. There we go. Okay. This guy is going to turn and he's going to attempt to claw at Honesty. I have rolled so many natural ones during this session, it's ridiculous. So the first natural one whiffs, but she kind of, and Honesty kind of lets go of the dagger and like tries to swim away, but he lunges for her and connects with his other claw, and she takes 3 points of slashing damage. And you can see that as the webbed hand with the claw like lashes out, there are these trails of blood that kind of move through the water with his hand. Let's do, but that does not expend the temp HP. By the way, everybody should be giving themselves temp HP at the end of their turn.
Oh yeah, it's what, a d6 plus.
A d6 plus 5.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And if you still have some, you can either choose to override it or take the new value.
Yep.
Got it.
And she's going to get more temp HP. That's crazy powerful.
Mhm.
All right, Fetch.
Super
It
helpful with
is.
these low levels.
Yeah. Fetch. It is your turn. What would you like to do?
Okay, going to pull out a javelin and just, take a couple stabs at
Okay.
Fishboy here.
Roll your
Oops.
2 attacks. A
That
28 will
not-
hit,
Yeah, shouldn't have been advantage. Second one.
and a 23 will hit as well. That is a total of
Nice.
16.
Okay, and 6 plus 5, so 8 temporary hits.
Okay.
And
Okay.
that's all I can do because lay on hands is not bonus.
Unfortunately.
All right. It is the Baron's turn. And he is going to attempt to, and it's straight rolls because he has advantage because of Blood Frenzy, but he is also poisoned on account of the seaweed. And he has dropped his trident at this point. He smells blood and he wants to eat. So let's see what we're working with. That is a 16, which does not hit you. Your AC is 19, right?
It is 17.
17. Okay. So a 16 does not hit you. A 2 does not hit you. And a 14 does not hit you.
Correct.
So I'm imagining that like you've got like after you like stab him, you like pull it out, and with
That's
your
what you get
free
for trying to
hand, you're like
TPK us,
holding on to
bitch.
him, and you're just like pushing the javelin underneath his chin and just like using it as a bar to keep him away.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just now realizing that Ebony had the bag of holding. Shit.
Oh.
It's okay. I'll figure it out.
No.
I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out.
It dropped on the ground.
Yeah.
It
We'll be
dropped
able
on
to
the
find
ground. It's right here.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. It's somewhere over there, along with, bits and pieces of them. All right. And also con save. He does make it, so he's going to take half of 2d8. Damn, that is 15. So he's going to take another 7 points of poison damage from lurking in there. But he is going to remain poisoned for... Oops, shit. But he's going to remain poisoned until that minute goes by. All right.
Oh, and don't forget, you get the bonus HP.
I have already claimed my bonus HP.
Okay.
I've already plugged it into your little token, so I can keep track of it too. Right. It is Honesty's turn, and she is going to stabby stab with her dagger. And this might be the one that does it.
Please be.
Please be. Yep. So she kind of swims up a little bit. She's kind of horizontal to or parallel to the seafloor, and she's kind of floating upwards. And Touchstone, you watch as she yanks the dagger out of the Sahogan's skull and stabs down again. And this time, the fishman, or the shark man rather, twitches and goes limp and begins to float slightly. Okay, and it is your turn, Touchstone.
Well, okay. Well, now that that's done, I'm gonna swim up here behind this guy who's hassling fetch. Please give me something good. Okay. And I'm assuming a 21 hits.
Yes, it does.
Alrighty. Oh, that's 3. We'll just stab him in the neck.
Okay, hold on. Wandered away from roll 20. For a 3, yeah, he has his full HP because he's really busy trying to get his snack on, and you just walk up behind him and just stab him in the back of the neck, and he's not having it. He's turning around. He's coming after you next. And it is his turn.
Oof.
2 bite attacks. All right. One is a 6. Don't believe that hits you. But the other one is, that's it. That's all the damage it does. The other one is a 22,
That'll
which I
hit.
do believe hits.
Got a
And
little
you
too excited there, Nick.
Yeah, I know.
A little too excited.
Well, it only does 5 points of piercing damage as he sinks his teeth into you. Were you at max HP?
No, but I had temp HP.
Oh, you had temp HP. Okay, well, if you didn't have max HP, then the attack was at advantage. So let me roll one more time. Nope. On the first one, he rolled a 7 on the dice. That's not going to be enough. And you almost got away, but the second roll was a natural 20. So you're taking an additional D4. No, you're taking an additional 4. So you're taking 9 points of piercing damage. Because we're doing gritty criticals.
Oh.
What is your HP max?
42.
42? Okay. So you went from 32 to 42. To 32 minus...
So I had 11.
Yeah. So you have 23.
Okay.
Okay. And that Sahugan is dead. All right. Val, it is your turn.
And I'm going to give myself some 10 HP.
Okay.
On my turn. Yes.
Let me update my bolt count. I think I probably used.
Wait, so hold on. How much temp HP did you lose previously, Touchstone?
I had 11, so that wiped it out.
So
that attack and plus dug into some of my other HP.
So you only had. So you had So wait, you had how many before?
11.
11. So you took 9. So you only took 2 points of damage.
Wait.
There we go.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind then.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll just keep what I have. Okay. Yeah. We're good.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, Val. Go ahead.
No apologies necessary. I'm going to fucking do it again. Knock the crossbow, lob it into his face. Oh, no, that wasn't great. 14 to hit, but he is grappled.
Yeah, I don't think it quite hits, though.
It does. It does not hit, unfortunately. I would suggest that you move because you kind of do feel that tickly.
It's touching my heels. It's tingling my booty. All right, I'm gonna get over here.
You feel it. You feel it brushing up against you a little bit, but the bolt kind of gets caught in a little eddy, of water and kind of just makes a weird right turn at the very last moment and just kind of falls down into the mud.
I hate riding underwater.
All right. That Sahuagin is dead. Fetch, it
What up,
is your
Frank?
turn.
All right.
Hope your prog's going well, buddy.
Stabbing it seemed to work, so we're gonna see if stabbing it works again.
20. Ooh.
Oh.
Okay. Got excited
And
for a second. 58 plus 8. Oops, shit. 8 plus 8. 66 plus 12. Ooh. He is barely holding on.
you know what?
You,
Because he's so desperate, screw it. Divine Smite.
okay.
Using my last spell slot. So that is 88.
Okay. How do you kill him?
In the sense of desperation and for, just for the sake of, making more dramatic, going to stab him with the javelin, leave that in there, grab the trident that he dropped, and use that to just kind of go under the chin. And, can't really say anything, but, there's just that burbling yell as a flash of light just kind of melts his eyes from, melts his skull from the inside out.
So you see, you see the light begin to kind of build from inside his mouth and behind his eyes, and you just watch as a kind of you feel the pressure wave as just his head explodes. His skull is still intact, and it's still attached to his body, but all the flesh has just been scorched off.
And I will keep
No
the
TPK
8
for you.
Yeah, I will keep the 8 I have instead of 6.
Okay.
Oh yeah, let me re-roll my temp. I forgot to do that.
Yeah, roll your temp.
D6 plus 5?
D6 plus 5.
Ooh, I'm gonna replace.
God, that's such a good lifesaver. All right. Honesty is going to attempt to flick on over here, and she is going to take 2 attacks. She's picked up a rock, let's say, and in a fit of desperation, it's going to count as a light improvised weapon. So she kind of doesn't see an opportunity, and she whiffs back because the Sahuagin is kind of grappling at the two of you, trying to, desperately find an opening to escape, and she does not manage to find one, unfortunately. Touchstone, it is your turn.
Oof. Okay. Let's see what I can do. Please give me something good to work with. I'll take that.
Oh, never mind. I take it back. She picks up the trident. Thank you for reminding me, Val.
Yeah, no problem.
And yeah.
Well,
And
Well, no, because Fetch just kind of used story-wise.
The very first guy I killed.
He dropped his
he
trident.
he was floating like he was swimming, and then I stabbed him, and then he just floated up and dropped his trident and stuck into the ground right here.
That actually changed things because, hold on. Honestly, may get the kill. No, she is not proficient with tridents, and she rolled a 6. So Touchstone, go ahead and take your turn.
Almost.
Ooh, okay. Almost. Wait, I hit the wrong thing. Sorry. That is going to be 5.
5.
Piercing
I
damage.
forgot what his HP was at. Nope. Wait, it's at disadvantage? No, you can still roll with that.
Yeah, I hit the wrong button the first time.
He is still fighting, and he is still alive, but seeing as that his leader has died, on his turn, he is going to attempt to flee. He is going to rocket straight up.
Did we get an opportunity or no?
You absolutely do.
Ooh, okay. Let's see. Oof. Okay.
Nope, he's too fast. Fetch, on the other hand, this is what I imagine. He swims
Fucking
up
javelin
probably
throw.
a good 20 feet above your heads, and you, with your remarkable athleticism, and you've been throwing javelins since you were a child, or at least things that are javelin adjacent, and you just almost like a harpoon just lunge upward, and you watch as it pierces through this creature's chest, and it stops immediately, and it immediately just begins to float
Nice.
about 15 feet above your heads.
Beautiful.
Dead.
Fetch is going to just start swimming around collecting tridents and javelins because you know what? We're gonna be underwater. Might as well have good things for underwater.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is there anything special about Big Boy's big javelin, or is it just?
It is just a slightly larger than average trident.
Okay. So that's 4 tridents and a couple of javelins. Now,
And we get our bag of holding.
yes.
You do find the bag of holding kind of nestled nicely in this rock here. Kind of perfect, actually. It's like it's almost been placed there for you to pick it up.
Yes, because
Nice.
narrative niceness.
You do feel a sudden urge to move on, not only from the supernatural pull for you, but you also, you can't smell anything, but you can see that there is a red haze that is beginning to gather in the water around you. And you can see in the distance, kind of like peeking above the canopy of this kelp forest, you see the form of smaller sharks that are becoming more and more curious as to the smell of blood that is gathering in this little pathway here.
So as I'm here, I'm just gonna quickly scoop up the bag of holding, slap it on my belt, and I'm going to do a quick scan in the area for any other potentially valuable things I might have dropped from Ebony when he got snatched.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Because I know he had that thing that we got from the beginning.
Oh.
Oh my shit. Okay, where is perception? Perception check. God damn it, my rolls today. Above average.
You don't quite see anything.
Oh,
It's just you do see a healthy amount of rocks that are covered in barnacles, mollusks of all kinds. You do also see that there's a fair bit of humanoid bones that are gathered here.
well, we don't have time to linger much longer than that, so I just wanted to do a quick pass to see if he dropped any shinies. And beyond that, I'm gonna start moving.
I'll
Okay.
follow Val. That is oof.
Okay.
You certainly don't find any, say, mysterious medallions that might have drifted off that he would have kept on his person that might not be important to people close to him.
We'll
No?
come to that later. We'll come to that later.
Well, anyway, as Fetch is swimming off, he's going to make sure to get another quick stab on the stomach of Big Boy here, just to make sure that the blood is very, very dense over there
Okay.
while swimming away.
Okay. So yeah, you can kind of see that the sharks, they are of the harpin variety, so that kind of goblin shark looking creature that is very, very unsettling to see. The bioluminescence that kind of streams from their mouths and along their body is becoming very apparent. The specimens that are currently moving into this little clearing are very small. So maybe it's best that you guys move on while until before the big boys show up.
Yes, we are.
Okay. So it does not take you long to clear this kelp forest. It is certainly wider than it is deep. and eventually you make your way to a plane that is almost entirely made of rock and uh, rock
Has it been
and
more than a
sand.
minute? Sorry.
It has been, yeah. It like by the time you're out of the kelp forest, it's still a painful sting, but you are no longer debilitated by the poison.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
And Fetch is going to use his last 5 points of lay on hands to,
Bump
make
himself.
sure he doesn't quite die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every instinct that you have is telling you go back to the surface. Find a place to rest, do this another time, but there is also something that is compelling you onward and moving forward, and you can't quite explain what it is. But as you kind of move across this plane, you see that you kind of come upon a 20 or 30 or so foot cliff that goes downward. And on the plane of sand and seagrass that kind of stretches out before you, you see kind of off to the right, about maybe 100 yards, a shipwreck.
Mm.
Oh my god, I like this background color so much more. It's so much less jarring. Holy shit.
Yeah, it is. What was it before?
White. It was on like every other map. It's always been stark white. So it's like when I zoom out and get the whole map, it's like I have to like zoom in to make sure it doesn't fucking flashbang me.
I know I forgot to change it, but I just like sometimes it does it automatically. Sometimes you have to go in and do it yourself, but you can actually like change the board color to match the predominant color that is on the map.
I like that. That's a cool feature.
I like that. Yeah, it's a newer feature that just happened, and it kind of keeps like the atmosphere and the mood. So you guys would be coming from more or less this direction, through your, and it takes you a little bit, but you do see, this is the ship.
Boots.
So what would you guys like to do?
I guess we need to investigate. Let's do
Well,
it.
Val can still breathe underwater, and he hasn't thought about that too much. So he is gonna see that there's a nice, pretty intact shipwreck here. His eyes are gonna turn into like Looney Tune style fucking dollar signs, and he is gonna start swimming.
Yep. You guys can breathe underwater for 24 hours.
Oh my lord. Okay. He hasn't even thought about it. He's just like, yeah, fuck it. We're not dead yet.
Honesty kind of motions that she kind of signs out in a particular way that she very much needs to rest and kind of adapt. Like she looks very frustrated that she hasn't been able to do anything that she normally does. So she needs to take some time to kind of sit down, rethink, and strategize. Like, okay, how can I use my magic in this place? Because I can't fucking talk. What intent? You can tell me what you're trying to communicate to each other.
Sorry, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Val just kind of points, makes like signs like a dollar sign in the water, and then shrugs. He like points to the ship, makes a dollar sign, and then shrugs. And then he looks at Honesty and does a thumbs up, and like smiles and cocks his head like a question almost.
She kind of nods and just like in agreement. As you're kind of like, well, I'll wait for Zach to get back. I'm gonna go run to the restroom real quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the
Drink
same
my
really
tea
quickly while we
today.
wait. Be right back.
I hope Scruffy's not too mad at me that I killed his character in a very undignified way. But he'll get over it.
Fucking immediately, too. You didn't give that fucker 30 minutes. You didn't give him
No,
a single
sure
roleplay interaction on the way out. You just said, nom, nom, nom.
Well, no, like, didn't have time to, and also, like, there's no bad blood at all between me and him. I know
No,
that
I
shit
know,
sometimes
I know.
doesn't work
I
out, but,
know.
like, I
Backstory.
also don't want to have to have someone else manage another person's character from now until the end of time. And this was and last session was his last game. So, just figured it would be more efficient. And, your characters now have to process the death of a friend. Almost immediately.
Val, like, okay, so Val did not really like Ebony. I loved that sort of conflict back and forth Scruffy and I had. I loved it so much. So I'm bummed that he's gone. But Val
I
is
know.
sort of like well, that should make life a lot easier. He just kind of shrugs, like, all right, well, that sucks, but, well, wasn't me.
So, sorry about that. Did I miss anything major important in the last?
No, we were
So
waiting for you.
basically, what wound up happening was Honesty basically signaled to the group that like she wants to she thinks it's probably a good idea that we leave, go to the surface, and like regroup, maybe take a rest, plan because she doesn't know how to use anything down here. And Val basically retorted with shrug, $signs in the water, and pointed at the ship, and then he sort of made a thumbs up as like a question. It was like kind of cocked his head like, huh? Are we doing this? So I don't know. She wants to leave. I'm like, maybe we just don't. Maybe we go loot. So it's up to you guys. It's up to Touchstone and I guess Fetch to weigh in at this point.
Well, Honesty was fine with just doing with like she kind of like motion. She puts her hands together and she put like motions like a pillow, and then she points at the ship.
That's actually a good idea too.
Wait, can we sleep on? Can we rest? Can we take a short rest underwater? I mean, I know
can
we
take
got 24 hours.
We could take a long rest underwater, and I could immediately cast underwater breathing again because it comes back at a long rest. So
Whenever you get that spell, you literally
you can live
can
underwater.
live underwater.
Broken,
You can
dude.
live
Okay, well,
underwater.
I guess we're fucking amphibians now. Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it.
I mean,
We
Fetch doesn't even need the spell, but
All right, so you can see kind of like walking around the bottom or along the bottom. There is a gaping hole in this side of the ship, kind of like where I'm clicking, and it's large enough for two of you to pass through at a time. It looks like it looks like it ran into a very large rock of some kind. And then kind of like it's like an not an iceberg, but it looks like a very large object kind of intruded its way into the side of the ship. And yeah. Sorry, I forgot what else I was going to say. It is roughly like about 8 feet above where you are currently standing, so you will have to swim up a little bit. That's what I wanted to say. But that's it.
While we're on this side of the ship and before we get to any of like the openings, I want to swim up to this window and just have a peek in. Is it like pitch black, unable to see anything, or can I like make out if there are any figures or movement or anything?
Make a perception check.
You got it. Oh my god, my rolls today. Come on, RNGesus.
It is really dark.
All right.
Hard to see.
That's right. You don't have dark vision right now.
I do not. I don't think do halflings have dark vision? I think that's one of the things I've been struggling with this whole campaign because I got spoiled by Orin.
Yep. The thief does not have dark vision. Womp womp.
Oof, I can't cast it right now either.
You need to get me some fancy goggles.
Oh, but I can see. I'll head and
go for it.
And swim up, yeah. Make a perception check, Mr. Cleric.
Alrighty.
Well, you can't go inside. This is just a window
That's
right
just a
here.
window.
So unless you like break it and go in, you're gonna be like right out here outside.
Oh, it was
unless it's already broken. Is it already broken?
It's not already broken. No.
Okay. Well, I
this is
saw
kind
like
of
the
like
breaks over like this way. That's why I
yeah, yeah,
asked,
yeah.
right?
So that area right there is like the gangplank area. There are, if you look up here, there are some spots where the windows have like openings, but they are missing. That's meant to simulate like broken windows that you can easily climb into.
Actually, it doesn't
Got
say
it.
I need to cast a spell. I can just do this. Yeah, I'll just do that thing because I don't have to speak to do it. Eyes of Night.
Eyes of Night. Okay. Um.
Everybody has dark vision. Out of 3 of us.
Yay. You still have disadvantage on perception checks because it's real dark and dim. That just, you know, the fact that I even gave you the, let's just assume that the perception checks that you made were after Evan A cast Eyes of Night, because I always forget that even whenever you have dark vision, dim light still imposes disadvantage on perception checks.
Oh, wait, really?
So,
Wait, really?
yeah. So it allows you to make the perception check in the first place. If you do
Oh,
not
just for
have dark
perception
vision,
checks. I
yeah,
see.
yeah. If you have dark vision, you are. If you do not have dark vision, excuse me, you are effectively blind.
Mm-mm.
Got it. Got it.
It could be right in front of your face, and you wouldn't be able to see it.
So I looked in and basically just saw pitch black, nothing, and then he looked in and he could
Exactly.
make something out, but he couldn't really find anything noteworthy.
Not from just looking through a dirty barnacle encrusted window.
All right, well, I'll point this way.
Okay.
So let's.
And you can also swim up. This is the, what is this called again? This is the main deck. So you can swim up and be on the main deck of the ship. You don't have to like go around.
Thing have layers, or is this the outer? Is this like the outside of the
So-
ship that we're seeing here?
So look, this is the mid deck. Okay. You with me?
Yeah,
And then these two are rooms that are on that same plane. Okay.
got it.
And then this is the top deck, which is a little
Oh,
weird
okay.
because, yeah, so those are the two tops of that. So you have, so kind of like looking up, you can see that there are two ballista, two lifeboats on the back, and then the helm. And then just imagine that all the shit that was on the ground is still over there because I ran out of time. Could not put all that.
Yeah.
I forgot to put it on there in the first place. And I was like, shit. Oh, I'm not going back and redoing it. They could just imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I guess in that case, we will. I mean, it's probably smarter to just go. I
Into the
think
hole.
we should probably just make a pass and then go in the hole here, explore as much of this bottom floor as we can, and then go upwards.
Okay.
That's just me.
So the hole that you saw actually goes into the
hold.
the lower deck. There's the top deck, which is the layer that is above this one. This is the main deck. There's the lower deck beneath that, and then there's the hold that is even lower underneath the lower deck.
So this goes into the hold, and then these lead onto this floor.
So, like, well, you can swim over the edge. I know it's a little weird because we're like in a 3D space here and it's represented on a two-dimensional space, but like this opening here is just an opening in the railing that is over the top of the ship.
Okay,
It's
so
not
quick
an enclosed
clarification. Is this entire ship sunken? Like, is it so deep underwater that even the top of the ship is underwater?
Yeah. The mast is broken and is probably somewhere off.
So we're at the bottom of the ocean. This thing's like just sunken, way sunken here. Okay. Sorry, I was confused because like when we looked at the top layer, the like texture of the water made me almost think that it was like above, right? So it threw me off a little. It made me think that it was like beached but not entirely sunken. But so like we could swim. Like if I wanted to, I could just go bloop bloop and then
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
But even still, I do still want to make the lap because like I say, I mean, partially, see, I see these windows, but also I think like Val looking for loot would want to make sure that there are no, like, nothing, like, scattered around. Like, he's combing, bro.
Yeah.
So, I would be coming up this way, basically. I don't want to take all the time, because I know this is, like, I get 6 seconds, basically. But I would be coming up this way to swim, like, and basically make a perimeter, and whatever everyone else does.
Um, as a survival situation, I guess Fetch would just kind of look around and see if he can see any hint of how far we are from land at this point.
Yeah.
You could. So you're about 70-ish feet below the surface. You can see the surface from where you are.
Okay.
You don't see the rippling of water. It's more of just like there's light up there. So the best thing for you to do would be to swim up to the surface and kind of look around and see how far you are.
Well, that's easy enough for the natural swim speed that I now have.
Yeah.
So, I guess that's what Fetch will be.
Okay. Very easily, you were up and down in a matter of seconds. You can tell that you're about 2 miles off the shore.
Well, 2 miles swimming is still, a good 40 minutes.
Not
Yeah.
24 hours.
You
Oh,
guys have
shit,
been
wait.
walking
It's not
like
24
you.
hours, so.
Yeah, it's not 24 hours. But you guys you walked to the kelp forest. You walked through the kelp forest. That's a good jaunt.
Yeah, but I guess it's more of a thing. Fetch would still rather, be on dry land than underwater right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
But at the same time, 2 miles is a big stretch in shark infested waters. So,
And if we go back to the fucking actual mainland, we've got to worry about being spotted and dealing with guards. We should probably let the heat cool off a little bit first. Let them think we're dead or something, and then we'll come back in a day.
well, then I guess securing the ship is probably the best option. So, just find some place to hold up and we don't get attacked by sharks.
Hopefully not. That
Please.
would suck. Please
Touchstone, did you
no.
already cast Eyes of Night on everybody?
Yeah, I casted
Yeah.
it on everybody.
Okay, cool. Perfect.
Let me see something. That's really annoying. Why is I want to know why it's saving.
Sorry for the sirens if you can hear them.
Whenever you guys change your
Apologies.
hit points, whenever I change them, it's
Perks
not.
living in the city.
Yeah, it's not
It's
updated.
not updating. I think.
Oh yeah, my token. Yeah, I've been manually
I've-
adjusting my current HP. I can't
I've
adjust
been
my
doing the same
max, but
thing.
every single time we reload in, I'll adjust personally because I don't
Yeah.
know how to make it hard save.
Yeah, I think it's.
Bar 3, what's 27? But I mean, every time it spawns, it changes. Could do we need to edit the character sheet itself in Roll20? Is that one?
No, so I'm trying to think. What the hell do I need to do? Because it's now not. I'll fiddle with it later. We'll just survive today. But anyway, you're securing the ship. What steps are you guys taking to do that?
First things first, I am going to check all of the sort of extraneous little areas for intruders.
Okay.
So since I have dark vision now, I can actually make some perception checks.
Yes, you can make a perception check at disadvantage.
Disadvantage. Do I have anything to combat that disadvantage? I don't think
Light would help.
How the fuck am I supposed to? What am I gonna do? Light a torch?
Exactly.
Mhm.
That's kind of the point I was making. Magic
Okay.
light would work, but
It would, but I am very
You're not a magic
versed
man.
in that. I'm gonna turn around with the intention of leaving, and then I'm gonna see Touchstone here, and I'm gonna be like, whoop, and I'm gonna make a lighter motion, like a light, make an orb with my hand, like a lighter orb.
I'm just gonna shrug. I can't speak underwater. I can't do magic.
He just looks disappointed. Okay, well, I'm gonna make a disadvantage check, and then if we figure out a way to get light later, I'll come back. Because maybe I get lucky. I've had shit rolls all day, so it's bound to come back.
Do you have the light cantrip or anything like that?
I don't have light.
Nothing. No no cantrips or anything like that.
I can't learn it. Oh wait, that's vocal too. So.
Well,
Go
you
ahead
can
again.
always swim up and down, but
Oh. True.
Let me see something. Hold, please.
Efficient and no, it doesn't matter.
What the hell is that thing? Did you make your perception check? I wandered away from roll.
Oh
20.
no! I was fucking.
Okay.
I'm looking up stuff, trying to figure out if I can cheese it some kind of way, but it doesn't look like I can. So I'm gonna just go with the disadvantage for
Cheese
now.
in my game? How dare you?
Oh, we will find a way, Nick. We will find a way. 11 perception. Not amazing.
11
Find
perception.
any
Okay.
goodies? Maybe like a small rock that happens to have like a light magic imbued into it somewhere.
No, unfortunately, you do not see anything here. However, okay. So, walk me through exactly what your process is. Like, where do you go? What are you looking for? What do you
So
do to find it?
I'm just starting with this room. I noticed that there's like some busted barrels down here. There's like some tables. Maybe those are like shelves with drawers. I'm just kind of making the rounds, right? I'm doing the typical rogue shuffle here. I'm just kind of like kicking things around, popping my dagger into crates and like popping them
Okay.
open, seeing if there's any like, is it rotten shit? Is it fucking gold doubloons? Do we have anything good?
So whenever you jostle around the broken things, you see this bright yellow eel pops out, and it chases you down, and it's going to try to attack you. It's going to try to bite you.
Bloodstone.
Does a 13 hit you?
I do not believe it does. It does not.
No. So it kind of snaps at you, and you can see that it actually has like a little mouth inside of its bigger mouth because it's a moray eel.
That's amore.
And let's go ahead and just do some initiative.
You got it, boss. Let's see.
Just
I'm
between
gonna
you
kill
two.
this fucking eel.
Yeah, Fetch is like, fuck you, I'm done.
Well, he's not there. He's kind of
Oh, yeah.
like he's kind of
It's between,
sulking too.
it's between you two. And you know what? It's a moray eel. It's not terribly dangerous.
If
And
I
it
die
rolled
here, I deserved it.
it
Okay.
rolled a fucking 1 on initiative. I
That's
guess
just
it
karma
wasn't.
finally coming back to Val if we die here.
Yeah.
It's it's an underwater house cat.
Yeah. One pissed off, hungry underwater house cat. All right, Val, you won the initiative roll. So, how are you going to defend yourself?
I'm slightly bummed that I'm no longer a druid because fuck, I could make this boy my friend and he could help us out. But I'm a murderer now, so I am going to basically counter that original bite. I'm gonna like dodge to the side and then drive my dagger directly upwards and try to bisect this stupid fucking thing and make some unagi.
Okay. Roll an attack.
I'm going to hit him with one of these. 14 to hit.
14 does hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
8 damage.
8 points of damage is exactly what you need to do to bisect this thing into a piece of unagi. So you now have a dead eel.
Lunch.
Once we get on land and can cook it.
Yeah. Well, you can eat raw eel, can't you?
It's not recommended.
If you prepare it right, I guess.
Yeah. So you don't really see that all the furniture kind of like smashed to the front of the room, and the door that leads out to the main deck is kind of blocked by a jumble broken furniture and crates and stuff like that. You don't really find anything of value that you can use. There were some books and some papers that were in here, but they have long, like, whenever you touch one and pick it up, it just like falls apart in your hand.
Yeah, crumbles to
Everything is,
dust.
yeah, it crumbled. Well, it disintegrates. It
Well,
just
sludge,
turns
I
to
guess.
mud.
Yeah.
Yeah, sludge. Yeah. There is a door that leads into the other cabin. It's a little bit more intact. The bed is still there, but there's, algae and seaweed and barnacles that are growing all over everything. You don't run into any more hostile sea creatures in this room, though.
This looks like a desk. Is this a desk? Can I open this? Anything good?
Yes. Make a perception check. Let's see what you find.
Shit. Well, that's it's hard to get lower than that, I guess.
Yeah, it's mostly just, spare pieces of paper. You don't really find anything that tickles your fancy. You do find a rusted letter opener, but that's about it.
Well, I'll have to come back here when I have some light. And then I'll fucking poke out here and motion to Touchstone and just kind of wave, follow. And then I will start coming along this way and go into the main hold.
Okay, I
Okay.
will follow along.
Well, you don't have to enter through there. That right there is just a break in the
Oh, we could go
railings.
above and then through.
You could go above.
Oh,
Yeah. So you could have gone from any direction. So really the main feature that you see on the deck of the main hold, or the main deck, excuse me, is this very large ballista. It is overgrown with a kind of like sea vine, but it looks like it's in pretty good shape.
Okay. Val will point at this, and then he will point to his crossbow, and he will look at Touchstone and do 2 thumbs up and smile. Because we're looking for a way to we talked about looking for we need to secure this place, right? So
Yeah,
this
I'ma
is
just
this is
step
a
back
hell of a
and
way to
do
do it. I'm gonna start picking at the vines on this and see if I can make it operational at all.
Okay. Yeah. So like if you just take some time, you can absolutely remove some of the vines. A lot of the mechanisms that are there are made of iron and they are a little bit rusty. Both of you make an intelligence check.
Okay.
Okay.
Decent roll.
Oh, I hit the. But yeah,
That's an intelligence save, but
same
it's the
modifier.
same thing, yeah. So Val, it kind of strikes you that this ship hasn't been here for very long. It's not like an ancient
Oh.
shipwreck from hundreds of years ago. This is something that's sunk within the last 5 years.
Hmm.
Maybe give or take. It's the iron mechanisms that are on the ballista. They're rusted, but they are not like falling apart. They are still very solid pieces of machinery.
But it's like it's safe to assume that like even though we haven't seen any ships in the harbor or anything since we've been here, sometime in the last like decade to 5 years,
There has been ships that have been sailing
ships.
around. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, that's good to know. I can't really convey too much of that at the moment, but
Yeah.
definitely noted.
Yeah, it cannot be more than 10 years. The wood that you're walking across is pretty solid. It's still kind of slick with slime, and there's algae that's growing on everything. But it's the ocean. It's basically the jungle that is water. It overtakes everything that's in it. But things are still pretty much held together very well. But it's going to take you some time, but you think that you can eventually get the ballista operating again.
Yeah, we'll just say for the next, like, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes, Val is going to work on this, and I'll let other people actually do some roleplay.
Yeah. What is everybody else doing?
Fetch is
That's a problem of mine. I tend to fucking take
still
over.
processing, or has finally processed. Oh,
I have so many thoughts.
Ebony
I
is
need to get them
gone.
out.
So he just kind of sulks up and
Yeah.
slumps against the bulkhead here. Staring down at the ground.
She just kind of sidles up next to you, and obviously she can't say anything, but she just like wraps an arm around your shoulder and she just sits with you.
Yeah, because like of all the people, Ebony was the one who kind of kept him in check the most. And he just Fetch feels like he's just missing a part of himself now.
Mm.
Don't worry, Fetch. Val will guide you down the correct path.
You don't. Oathbreaker Fetch. Yeah, that's gonna be fantastic. I'm sure.
I'm just now realizing I did not plan this, but I put you guys in a situation where I killed off a party member, and you guys are physically incapable of talking about it.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm an asshole.
Hindsight and all that.
I know. Yeah.
I mean, if there was a pocket of air in this ship somewhere, but that's not gonna happen.
That's not. This is not Tomb Raider 2. No.
Yeah. So
Well, does anybody have the ability to, like, while we're fucking chatting OC for a second, does anybody have like any sort of ability to make like a bubble or like do anything that might be able to
No.
accomplish something similar?
no,
Hold, please.
This is not a party of people who all happen to be able to speak primordial.
Literally, so Zach is referring to in Scruffy's campaign, which is ancient Greek themed. Literally every single player took the primordial language, and we haven't used it fucking once. Like, it has not been consequential at all. And we're just like, well, maybe like once, but we're just like, come on, we should have made more variety of choices, but whatever.
I mean, the purpose to it was it's elemental.
Yeah.
Lingua franca or elementals, but
Yeah. Touchstone, what you are currently standing on, I haven't asked you what you're doing yet, but I just wanted to let you know this. What you are currently standing on is the entrance to the lower deck. The way that works is that's that hatch is kind of put in place whenever most of the crew are on the top deck so that they can walk across it, but those grates made of wood are lifted up and kind of moved to the side, and you can clearly see, well, not clearly, but you can kind of make out a semblance of a crude staircase that leads down. And now I will ask you, what are you doing?
Who was that for?
Touchstone. Corey, you're on mute.
There we go. Sorry. Struggling to unmute. Had a phone call.
Yeah,
pop
no,
up.
it's okay. So what is Touchstone doing at this moment?
Just trying to keep his mind occupied and just kind of helping Val just kind of, once he sees what he's doing, just kind of unbriefing whatever this was this ballista?
Yeah.
Did you hear what
Yeah.
Nick just described?
No, I didn't.
So what you were standing on is the hatch that leads down into the lower deck. So like those big wooden grates that you were standing on top of,
okay.
those have to be lifted up and move to the side so that you can go down into that.
Can I take a peek through one of the holes just to see if anything's moving before we?
Sure. Make a perception check.
Okay.
At disadvantage.
Good. Yay. Okay. Something good.
Okay. With a 23, you can kind of see two interesting
Oh,
things.
no disadvantage. Okay.
You see that there is a very large gash in the wood that leads even deeper down into the ship's hold, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
And you also see that there are several, I wouldn't say large, because they're not large size, but they are very large crabs that are moving around.
Oh.
They are, like, for all intents and purposes, they are medium sized.
Those are big crabs.
Yes,
I'm gonna
very
just look
large.
at
Not the
fetch and
crabs.
just make like pincers with my hand, point down.
You interpret it to be a
Right.
lobster.
No, and everybody just say down. So it just kind of shake my head like, we have to fight.
Well, Fetch is too busy kind of just, being miserable at the moment, so unless
so we can't go
someone comes
down.
over to physically catch his attention, I don't know if he's gonna be doing much more than staring catatonic at the
Mhm.
deck.
So Honesty has left you after a little bit, and she actually kind of explored the cabin that was at the very front of the ship. This door was kind of ajar, and that is how she made her way in. And she found out that this door too is pretty open, and she kind of motions for you to follow her.
Okay.
And she just kind of like puts you down here, and she just kind of motions for you to just rest.
No objections.
Mhm.
And she's going to do the same thing. And I'm going to. We're still going to end at 8:30, even though we began late, because I need to take some time to figure out what the fuck
Yeah.
on the warlock spell list does not require verbal components, so that whenever Tamara comes back, she can actually do stuff. And Corey's going to do the same thing.
All of her
So
spells are verbal. The bad part.
not all of them.
Well, they all have verbal components.
Every single cleric spell has verbal components.
Yeah,
I
the
don't
only
believe
ones I can perform so far.
Let me see. I don't believe it for a second. I don't believe it. Let's go to the cleric spell list. Let's see. Verbal, V, all the way down for cantrips. Okay. V. Only verbal components for healing word. Okay, so everything verbal so far for first level. Everything verbal so far for second level. Maybe you're right. There is
Warlock
not
can
a.
do.
There is
Warlocks
not
can
a
do.
single thing.
Warlocks have illusory script. Fine.
She has thunderclap.
That requires verbal. Mind Spike for a second level. Counterspell is somatic only, which is kind of hypnotic pattern. Yeah, no. Most spells require verbal.
Verbal. Man, I'm evil.
Yeah.
Or we just somehow magically get magic adept feat.
Yeah, man, a sorcerer would have really killed it today. But actually, no, that can work. Like, I can make this work for her. And I need to fill out her character sheet anyway, because she literally has no spells on there. She's just been
Oh.
like rolling dice from anyway. So you guys have figured out that the lower deck is infested with very large crab-like creatures. What else would you like to investigate on the ship? Because we still have a little bit of time.
The only other thing I wanted to look for was like if I take the time to like clear away the vines on this thing, I would want to search around for a bolt for it, just so like just cause on the off chance that I could fucking pop it in here, crank it back, and like leave it sitting in case something comes at us.
Is there anything? I don't know if we have any like
Because
explosives.
it's basically just a
down here
giant crossbow,
possibly-
you know.
probably can use
Yeah,
them.
give me a second. I'm fiddling with some fog of war settings for the
Okay.
lower deck, and then we will talk again about what you guys find on the top deck. Let me just move you guys over. So in your investigations, you do see that there are 2 more ballista,
Mm-hmm.
and you see that there are the ballista themselves are empty, but there are 2 more bolts that are kind of just resting here. Those are the only ones that you kind of see around here. You do see that there is a rust and kind of like on the. I mean, this is the bow, right? Yeah. So on the bow, there are 2 more ballista and 2 ballista bolts. And on the stern, you see that there is really there's nothing of interest except for like some rusty armor that is here, a kind of like large fish hook looking thing, a hook sword that functions as a longsword, and a dagger that is kind of just like left on the plank. However, Val, it does kind of catch your eye because even though it is kind of crusted with sea life and just grit, it looks like a very finely made dagger that was kind of, it has like a gold handle. There are some jewels inlaid into it. It's going to need some cleaning up, but there is a little bit of treasure down here, at least so far.
Nice. A little memento, if nothing else. I'll scoop that up. I'll take that ornate dagger.
Mm-hmm.
Add that to my inventory. Grimy ornate dagger. Need to have it checked out just in case it's magical. Okay. And then I'll scoop that up. I will swim over here. I will grab 1 ballista bolt. I will lob it over the side this way to where it lands right next to the entrance. I'll grab the other one, hop off, swim down with it.
Yeah. So I don't know why it's so dark. What is that? Why is it like that? Hold on.
These are just like black cells.
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. So I think that because what I did is that I basically took the same map, and instead of the rooms, I have these cells up here that you see. And I do. Let me turn on Fog of War. No, okay, then I don't know what is. Yeah, I know. I don't know what's. I
Okay.
don't know what is going on. What I basically did was I took a paintbrush with black and I set the opacity to, like 25, and then I colored in that area so that it looked like it was kind of shaded out. But for some reason, it's interpreting it as entirely black, and I didn't notice that until now. So you can still see the top deck. It's
So I can see down from here.
You can
basically.
see down. Yeah, this just fucked up somehow. I don't know what happened. We're making it work.
Okay. Yeah, no
Yeah.
worries. I mean, it's simple. It's a simple enough thing, though.
Probably
Yeah.
some alpha channel bullshit.
Probably. Because what you're seeing here is what you're like, you're supposed to be able to see that from the top deck layer, but for some reason it's not working. Oh well.
Okay, so now that I have that, the only other thing I would want to do is in preparation for our long rest, position this ballista to face the doorway here. Load in a bolt, pull it back, knock it, leave it rested, set the other bolt right here, and then
Okay.
we're good. So that way
you
if something
could,
happens, we're good.
yeah. So what is your strength score?
Oh lord, yeah, you're right. That is a huge fucking thing, huh? It is not very high. -1.
You are not
strength.
able to. You are not able to. You can clear it, but you are not able to actually operate this machine.
Do have someone with a belt of ogre strength.
Yeah.
Whatever. not ogre strength.
Oh shit, he's not here
skill check.
anymore. I'm gonna come to the doorway and motion to Fetch to follow.
And just a little bit of a resigned look, but whatever. Just kind of crawl out and follow. And
So I'm gonna pull out my crossbow, make the fucking drawing motion, put it back on my back, and then point to the big one.
Okay, guys. So Fetch loads the ballista. My child is currently having a conniption, so I think we're gonna call it here. So I will see you guys in 2 weeks. I know that it was kind of a weird session, but I think we all still had fun. Yes,
We did.
I had fun. Yes.
Also, never buy your parents
As always.
Yeah.
a robotic vacuum cleaner, so they will call you in.
So hopefully we will have even more fun in 2 weeks. So I will see you guys then.
Wait. I thought we were doing. I thought in the schedule you had said we were doing this week and next week, or are we doing 2 weeks from now?
We can do next week if you guys want to.
Did I miss? Well, because this one was the off schedule. This one was the off cadence one, right?
yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
Yes.
I would prefer to get back into our normal cadence if possible. I don't want to keep going 2 weeks on this schedule.
Yeah. So like, do you wait? Okay. So hold on. What do you want to do? Do you
either next week or 3 weeks? So that way we can get back in the 2 week cadence.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, we can do next week. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. I'm out of school, so it's not like I have anything going on that following Monday. So we could do next week too.
Okay, cool. Yeah, like I say, either way works for me. It's just I want to get my schedule back like the way it was before we had to take a little break.
Yeah, I didn't realize that it was thrown off like that. I thought that we had it to where we could just pick it up where we left off. But if we need to play next week to get back on track, that's fine.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, and I will let Tamara know, and I will spend some time to fill in her character sheet, specifically her spell list. Okay, cool. All right. I'm going to go assure Scruffy that his death was story appropriate, because it was, and I'm going to go take care of my child.
Alrighty.
All right, bye-bye, guys.
Good session, friendos.
Yeah, see you guys on next Sunday.
Yep.
See you then.
All right, bye.
All right, a little glimpse behind the curtain. This is Gilded Sins, our newest campaign. Our DM was Nick, as you could hear. Then we've got my buddy Zach as our silly, what is this, paladin, I think, Oathbreaker he said he was going to do once I turned him evil. So yeah, so this is Fetch. Honesty is our warlock, and then Touchstone is, I think, also a warlock. And then Scruffy was Ebony, who was like a blade singer, and he just got eaten unceremoniously because we learned just before I started streaming that the player can't quite continue with our games anymore, so he had to scramble. But gave him a nice going out by getting nommed by a shark, so that's always fun. As you heard, we'll be resuming in a week from today, so Sunday on the 5th. Awesome. Sunday the 5th. But that's for D&D only, actually. If you tune in and are interested in the Final Fantasy raids, those are going to pick up again on Tuesday. So Tuesday for the P9S clear into P10S, hopefully, fingers crossed, almost certainly. Blade Singer and a Paladin. Okay, so I got it right. Oh, Touchstone is a cleric. Okay, so I got the cleric wrong. I thought I didn't know what Touchstone was. Okay, so I got the rest of you guys right, at least. Cool. So you will be able to see 3 of those 4 people again if you come back next Sunday, but we will see how long that lasts for. Our DM has seemed to have an urge to murder the shit out of us on these little side quests, so I feel like this should be an interesting little campaign. He said it was going to be a little more hardcore. I wasn't seeing it before this encounter, but this encounter definitely went really well, because if we'd have rolled a little lower, they would have rolled a little higher, we would have been totally fucking TPK'd. We were at a huge disadvantage. So that's D&D for you, folks. Yeah. All right. Have a good night. I'm gonna call it here. Final Fantasy Tuesday, D&D Sunday, and I'll see you when I see you. Cheers.